Hello, good evening, and welcome to Candy's Crafts Corner. How are you all doing? Another Sunday night and another Facebook Live. And today we are gonna. I'm just checking that I'm live and I don't see myself. Well, tonight we're gonna make some alternatives to this month's paper pumpkin. Oh, there we go. I found it. All right, now I can see your comments. So some alternatives to the exploring in color paper pumpkin. It was like it's a nice one. Here it is, and you can get also the add-on of additional cards and envelopes. I did not get mine, but no matter, there's plenty on this little box to make a lot of projects. So let's start with a quick view of the projects that came. And this time, like the card bases are like panoramic, and I love it. I think it can be great for scrapbooking, or for other things. I always think it's a little bit of a waste to put so much into one card only, and you cut them in half and you can get two for the price of one, and you can actually double the amount of cards you can make with just a few additional materials. So this is one of them, very nice, and it says it doesn't matter where you're going, it's who you have beside you, which is really true. And then we have this one that, let's open it up, and that's a happy birthday one with the buffalo here and the prairie. And then we have the one with the river. Life is meant for good friends and great adventures. Another true thing in my book. And here's the landscape for this one. So these are the cards that came described with instructions in the box, in the paper pumpkin. And here's some of the things I created. This you could keep going and going to in this set, because as I said, there's so much. So one of the things, and this is my favorite, I love this card because, as I said, like you know, you have a whole landscape and it's such a shame not to see it. So this is kind of like a diorama card, and then you can just fold it, put it in an envelope and mail it, and you can write your message back here. And so this is one, and this is another one with the layering. I use for this one the countryside corners, and the dies they have these octagonal, is it octagonal? I think yes, octagonal framelits that are layering, and you know, so you can create something like this. And then we also have these using the deckled rectangle dies, which I love. And of course they all use the ink colors, you know. This is pebble path, this is wild wheat, this was copper clay, and this is moody moth. Okay, yeah, have to think twice for a second. And the blue in this is the boho blue. Okay, so it's part of the landscape. The landscape is using the ink colors. That's what it's called, exploring the ink colors. Anyway, and the last project that I did is, like, I love this, and why not making into a little notebook, right? It just with a little Canon paper, a copier paper, you know, and not too thick because you don't have a spine for this, but thick spine. But just, you know, this, I thought, you know, if you're like in an excursion in this landscape, you know, outdoors, you know, you can journal a little bit under a tree, or take some quick sketches, or just take notes of, you know, your adventure out there. So let's start with one, and then we'll see how far we get. Hopefully we can make them all. I don't want to be here for 2 hours because it's Sunday evening, not for me but for you, right? All right, so let's start with my favorite, this one, the diorama one that I call it. I don't know, I think it's called bridge card because it has a bridge. And for this one, I'm using the envelope because I forgot to say how cute the envelopes are too. The envelopes are all decorated, and see? And it has, the flap is one of the ink colors. So if you cut them and you use a regular envelope for your card instead of this one, because you know my feeling is that the people who receive cards most likely are not going to keep the envelope if they keep the card. But anyway, that's my feeling. So it's a waste of a nice little thing, right? Anyway, so I use these. I fussy cut it and I use these to bridge the card. All right, so let's start with that. To begin, I'm using another, because I like it so much, I'm using another of these. I'm not using the same that I use for my model here. Okay, let me get my materials out, and we can save the envelopes for later. We're gonna need the compass here. All right, and I've been crafting with a friend this afternoon, so we put things away and I have to find them again. So the first thing I did is, you see this comes already with the fold in the middle, but there's a way to disguise it a little bit more just by pressing with your bone folder, pressing down and rubbing it a little bit. You see how the fold disappears a bit? You see? It's less, you can see it less now. I'm gonna do this on the side too, but it's basically on the other side where you have the raised double here, and then just go for it. Excuse me, the fire department is passing by. It's been very happening. I don't know if something happened today. They've been out all day. All right, so you see now it's like you barely see the fold now. So I have this piece, and that's what I was saying, that this would be good for scrapbooking, because you can actually cut the silhouette of the mountains and put it in, mount it in a 12 by 12 paper, and you can do it with 2 of them and have like a whole mountain range, and you can do it in boho blue 12 by 12 and have, you know, like space for your photos. So that would be a nice and easy scrapbook idea, but we're not gonna do that. So for this we need let me think, 8. So we have to cut this to 8 and by 4 1/4, and then we'll score it. So I'm gonna be very careful on which part. The 8 should be like this, and the 4 1/4 will be the height. But I want to be careful which part I'm cutting, because I may want to no, I wanna the middle of the design. I don't want to cut the mountain, but I don't want to cut the boat. So maybe I'll measure it. There you go. And I'll mark it. So I would say I want my 4 1/4 to cover the mountain and get a little bit of the greenery here. So let's say it's this part like that. So 4 1/4 there. So it's gonna be like that and like this. So let's see if I can now more or less get this align with my cutting guide there. I think it's more or less like this. Does not have to be exact. This is my choosing. And of course I can now delete this part. And I'm gonna do the same with these. Well, actually I can just go to 4 1/4 like that. There you go. So that's my 4 1/4. All right, so this is gonna be my landscape, so to speak. And I'm saving this because, you know, this could be nice for a message or something, or to put behind my sentiment in another card, not in this one. All right, and then we're gonna cut these. We're gonna, sorry, I said score, but no, we're gonna cut. Oh no, sorry, I messed up. Well, it has to be 8 by 4 1/4 is this. This has to be a little smaller, but I'm gonna deal with it later. Let's get this one. This is already cut at 4 1/4 by 8. And we're gonna score it at 1 1/2, 1 1/4, 2 1/2. Okay, let's start. I have it written down, thank God, because 1 1/4, 2 1/2, which is another 9 1/4. And pretty much you can turn this at the other side and do the 1 1/4 and 2 1/2 on the other side, or you can keep going and do 5 1/2, and this should be 3, right? Let me just double check that I don't mess it up. Yeah, it's small. This is 5 1/4. Oh, this is 5 1/2. There you go. Yeah, 5 1/2. Yes, we're okay. And I'm gonna open this because I need the 6 3/4. There. And now we'll adjust the panels accordingly. And how you folding this is, if you imagine this is gonna go like this. So my center folds go in as a U. Center fold in as a U. Like so, right? And this doesn't look very even. No, it is. Okay. And then these flaps go back like that. So this is the result when you have it folded. All right. Now we need a panel that is, this is 3 by 4 1/4, and I'm doing like 1/8 of an inch all around for this. So I need this to be 2/8 smaller than 4 1/4. Okay, am I making sense? I don't know. Sometimes I feel I'm not. But I can start cutting these panels. So I have to adjust this a little bit. I think I'm gonna adjust it from the top. I think that would be the easiest way. I'm gonna get the 2/8. And I can do 1/8 from the top and 1/8 from the bottom. Or I can do the 2/8. I think I can afford losing a little bit of this sky. It still doesn't cut the top of my mountain. All right, so that's fine now. And now from these, we're gonna start cutting these panels. So these panels, I think it'd be easier because then we keep the image. Or maybe I want this in my middle panel and just keep. Oh, decisions, right? If I do my side panels, the side panels are, they have to be 1 1/8. 1 1/8? Yes. 1 1/8. So if I do 1 1/8 and another 1 1/8 here, what happens is that I will cut my boat, and I don't want that because I want my boat to be in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do just one side panel from here, and we'll put another side panel from the other side. And it doesn't matter, it's like not totally like this, but I don't know, I just don't like to cut the boat. Maybe I should have used this other paper because it doesn't really matter that you have 1 tree more or less. But anyway, see, this is what happens when you're improvising on the fly. I'm torn. All right, okay, let's start cutting. We'll figure it out as we go. And these are like the decisions that you want to take, you know, like I'm gonna do the 1 2/8 here. So that will be for my panel here. Oh, it's very narrow. Oh. I should have done it thicker. I'm sorry, people. I don't know what I'm doing today. It was not 1 2/8. It was like, I don't know, 1 3/16 to have it a little bit more. That's okay. I'm gonna do my 3 panel here. My 3 panel, like, which is not 3. It's 2 1. It's like 1/8 shorter than 3. So that's gonna be my center panel. And then I'm gonna put this one inside, that it won't be so much seen, so it doesn't matter that it's not the same. So what is it? 1 2 3. Actually, I can do this one like that and do another one here. We'll see. I know what we'll do. Okay, I'm trying to follow the pattern on the landscape. I'm gonna cut that narrow panel from the other side, and I'm doing now 1 3/16, okay, and see if that works better. And that would be here. Yes, and it works better. You see, guys? Okay. Am I on camera? No, I'm not. Okay, so yes, it works better. So this is one my panel. This is another panel. See, it's not exactly the same, but it kind of will work because this is gonna get covered with my bridge anyway. Then we have this, and now we have our panels from the other side, the narrow panels from the other side, and I'm just gonna follow the pattern. So this will go inside here, and the last one, 1 3/16, okay? The last one will go here. And yeah, perfect. And I have one strip left over that you can decorate an envelope with if you want. Actually, that's not a bad idea. You get your envelope and just put the panel like that. That's one way. Or you can save it for something else. All right. Now that we straighten up how we want this little landscape, we adhere it. Okay. I'm gonna use the other side of my silicone mat because, as I said, I was creating with my friend and I haven't cleaned the silicone mat. We made a very nice, we decorated the cap, or the graduation cap of her daughter. She's graduating from middle school. I'll post pictures of that. It came out very nice. It's the first time I'm doing that. So, okay, I don't know why this is not flowing. Hi, Kate. How are you? I was improvising. I don't know if you saw that. Because I decided to change the landscape that I was using for this card, and you know, it requires a little bit of thinking, like puzzle thinking, to put the pieces together so that they look alike. All right. And I'm trying to align the top with the other one, so I'm leaving the space around the panels. Then we're gonna have this one. I'm trying to go fast because I really want to show you all 4 projects, but it took me a little bit. I thought it would be so fast, but honestly, anyway, I think this card, since it's my favorite one of the ones, I wanted to have another model of it, not do 2 of the same, right? All right. This, like this, see, it looks nice, right? And I know it's not like it's absolutely the absolute match here, but it kind of goes with it, because once you fold it, you're not gonna see it so much. You'll get the impression. So that's gonna be fine. And then this one comes, and this one is the one that has the fold, but we kind of flattened it, and it's not gonna be seen either because we're gonna put it here on the side. And I have a friend who likes dioramas a lot, and she loves this kind of fan fold, the bridge cards, because they stand up, they look like a diorama, and they're fun. Okay, now the last panel. All right. Alright, so this is our base, right? This is our card, and it's not gonna open like this, it's just gonna open like this. Like this. So we need the bridge to keep it together. But before, we're gonna put, because I've learned by mistake too, we better put whatever we want to put inside now, because otherwise later it's difficult when it's already folded, right? So let's find, oops, as I said, that this was glued before. Just roll it out, sorry. Rolling the glue out so it doesn't get into my project. I should have just cleaned that because it's easy to clean, it's just, you know, but I don't want to do it on camera here. The silicone mat is very handy because you can, and if you've seen me do, you can put glue here and just pick it up with the parts you want to glue. It's for small parts it works very well, but anyway, I'm not gonna do it now because that's too much work. So let's choose a message to put, and I think I need happy birthdays. I always need happy birthdays. Does the happy birthday fit here? Yes, it does. Excellent. So I can use one of my blocks, use the happy birthday that comes in the messages, and I can either do this one, or I can use for this one that came. This is a little, I mean, it still fits. What do you guys think? I can do something like that, or I can do this. No, I'm gonna use this one. All right. Since it's a photopolymer stamp, we need the foam base. If you don't have a foam base, they're pretty cheap. But if you don't have one and you can't wait, you can use like a thick magazine or something that it has a little bit of give when you're pressing it down. I didn't get my colors ready. I'm gonna stamp it in, I think, boho blue. Yeah, and I'm gonna get, I don't know, wild wheat. I'm gonna get all the ink colors ready just in case we need them later, okay? Because any of the 5 ink colors will work with these cards, because the set is called Exploring Ink Color. And here we have Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Pebble Path, Wild Wheat, and boho blue that I'm gonna use right now. All right, so let's make sure that it was clean. A nice happy birthday. It came out okay. I like the script in this one, right? It's a nice script. All right. I think I want to decorate this. The set didn't come with embellishments this time, but I have plenty, so I want to use some. So I'm gonna use, as you see, I've been using them quite a bit. I think we can use the gray one, or the pebble path, or we can use the boho blue. I think we'll use boho blue. And I was just thinking now that once we put the bridge, we may not see straight on the, I'm using my take your pick tool for picking my embellishments. Wait. All right, I think I need more. It comes with extra putty, so you just twist it around and you get more. And there we go. Where are we gonna put it? Maybe there. All right, so now we have these, and I'm gonna prop it with dimensionals. And we're gonna put it in the middle. I want to see the mountain peak. I don't want to cover it, because then it kind of loses. And since the bridge is going farther down, there, like that, I think it folds, it's fine, and it will open like this. So now all we need to do is create a bridge. For the bridge, you can use just a strip and just of 5.5 by 11 of cardstock, and you can decorate that. Or what I was saying is that you can use the beautiful part here, and it will be like, oh, this is the shore on the other side and you're in a lake. So to do that, we need to open the envelope, and to open the envelope, you've seen me do it before. We just cut a thin sliver here of the fold, maybe too thin, and same on the other side. Oh, it got stuck. That's why I didn't see it. All right. There. See? And now, don't take it away, Candy. Well, because we're gonna cut this strip, the one I want to use. I'm gonna do it a little bit below, above the, cut it above the fold, because if it gets in the fold, it's a little harder to see. It gets these little fuzzy things. Look at this. Well, all right, let me get rid of this. Like that. I'm saving every piece because you never know. And I don't need to cut this up because I'm gonna fussy cut it. Okay. All right. Fussy cutting. Trying to go fast. Not gonna do every blade of grass here or wheat or whatever they have here, but just enough to give it a nice silhouette. Okay, I'm gonna just, I need a little bit more space. There we go. Sorry. I deal with less paper excess now. All right. It's a very quiet night. I wonder where everybody is. I know that Abby had a conflict. He usually joins in, and she's gonna catch the replay. Sorry, wrong. So we're gonna do the, oh, you do see the and this is how this is gonna go. You like it? You do see the boat. It's like you're in the lake. All right, let me just double check. This is 5.5 by 11. I'm sorry, 5 by a half. 5.5. It's a little bit more than 5.5. So I'm gonna trim it at 5.5 exactly. All right. It's just a sliver. Just like this little bit. Thank God I didn't trim the envelope much more. And just to give it to make it a little bit more sturdy, I'm gonna put a piece of cardstock behind it, because usually you need cardstock here. So this is, oh no, this is not. Okay, we need 5.5. There, there. There, but I don't need that much because I don't want it to see. So I'm gonna cut this in half, and this is already 5.5. I'm spending way too much money in one, and we have way too much money, sorry, way too much time in one card, and we have still 3 more to go, 3 more projects. maybe the notebook, I'll just show you how to do it, and I won't do it on camera unless there's popular demand. Okay, let me grab these. I'm gonna glue this. There. And now we just gonna put a little bit of glue on the corners here and the bottom, and then it will go like this. And it's always a good idea actually to put the glue with the card, how you're gonna put it in the envelope to make sure that it folds properly, because otherwise it'll be too late. Okay, let me make room. This little space, sometimes it gets to you. All right, so it's only in this side. I'm just gonna put like a little bit here, and then on the other side a little bit there. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera, but I put like a little bit here and a little bit here. Okay, now we're gonna fold it like this. Well, this gets me in the mood for fishing, and I took some fly fishing courses years ago, and I haven't been fishing officially, and I just got a fishing license to go fishing on Memorial Day weekend, so I'm very excited about that. So now it folds. I'm just double checking that it folds on both sides, so you can, however you fold it, it will go. All right, and we're picking up the glue from my dirty silicone mat. So that's it, right? And then I put the little compass there to give it an excursion thing. Or we had the binoculars as well, and in the set it comes with a boot, but I don't like the boot only. You know, I think the compass it's a nice, and we're gonna put it like this time, down here. And maybe I don't put in dimensionals. No, I'm gonna put it in dimensionals. Let's see. So yes, I'm gonna finally go fishing. Very excited. And this is a card. No, it's not. It's not. I have to put the back here, which I did not prepare. But thankfully, I have white cardstock. And this is gonna be, again, you can do 2 3/4 by 4. And that would be for you to write your message to the birthday person in this case, or whatever card you make. All right, so you can do it a little, you can do it like 2 7/8. Let's do 2 7/8. 2 7/8 by, then we'll do 4 1/8. Let's see how this works. Here's the card, and here's our message panel. And these we're gonna decorate with something. We're gonna stamp it with, what do you think? I like the mug, the boot, or the compass. What do you guys think? The compass we already have in the sorry, I've kicked the camera. The compass we already have it in the front, so in the front here. So I think I'm gonna do the mug, and the mug we're gonna make it in boho blue as well, because this is a boho blue card. All right, let me take this off here. cleaning up my space, making sure that my stamp is clean, because I used it with copper clay and you don't want to mess it up. But as always with this mat, I remember just on time. With when you use photopolymer and you use a reddish tone like a pink or a red or a brown, it stains the stamp a little bit, but doesn't mean that it's gonna go into your project once you stamp. It's clean. If you clean it, it will be clean, right? But it won't go clear again like this one. See, it looks pink, but there's nothing in it. But that's just how it is. And I'm gonna clean it right now, so we don't have an. But see, it still keeps, because I used the copper clay yesterday. It still has the. I don't know why only the red ones do that. The red tones. Oh well, I guess they're harder to get rid of. And we're gonna put a little bit of glue. Not using the mat this time, but this should be easy enough. All right, so this is, I should have done this before I folded it in so I could press down, but this is the message area, and this is the happy birthday card. Isn't it pretty? I love it. I hope you do too. What's the time, right? Like, look, it's almost 40 minutes since we started, and here I am, one card down. All right, so let's move on. Let's do, which one are we gonna do next? Let's do this one. That is easy. This one was, let's get our model out, this one, and I've decided for this one I'm gonna revert the colors, and I'm using another half of the cardstock. So this was the whole cardstock card base, and I used this for another project, and then I had this left, and I used the deckled rectangle, the second largest, to cut the part of the image that I wanted from here. Okay, and you know I do the cutting beforehand because it would be a mess with this little space. And then I cut a coordinating color. In this case is the pebble path, to do like this, and then we're gonna put it like this with a ribbon and everything. Okay, so let's get to it. This is easy. This is gonna be fast, you'll see, because half the work is done. Yeah, like gluing this. No. See, okay, Candy, think about it before you start. First thing we do is the ribbon. I mean, you can do it without the ribbon first, but it's easier to do it with the ribbon first. Okay, we're gonna cut our ribbon with my ribbon scissors. Not the whole thing around, because this is a thick ribbon. Very sturdy and pretty. So we're gonna do this. Fold it here and get my tear and tape. And use it to hold it down. I have nails, but they were not working. Before putting the second part, I'm gonna make sure that it's straight, which doesn't matter too much in this card because, as you see, it's off kilt. So, and then where is my I need my pick, but I don't know where we put it. My friend helped me put things away, so They may not be in the right place exactly. Sure enough, it was in the other place. Close enough because everything was on my table. My second TV tray. And if you have a take your pick tool, you can use that too, because now we have the heads that you can add to it. See, like this has like the little ball, but you can remove that, and we have a new set of tools that you can put in the take your pick tool, and one of them is one of these piercing tools. So, and I use this all the time. You see me use it all the time, so very, very handy. All right, so I shouldn't take the back off because now we have to adhere that. So let's use the mat, and we're gonna do the full bow here. Okay, this is done. Tie a knot here on the side. And put this as to the side as you can. And this frays a little bit when you are pulling it, so you may want to trim the edges a little bit once you're done pulling, like I'm doing right now. All right. So these scissors are going back to their place, and I'm cleaning out this. All right. Now we got our center image focal point, and you put it as you want. You can put it more or less, but remember that it's gonna go in here. So maybe we should just, actually let's do that. Let's glue this first, then I don't have to deal with the adhesive here getting in other parts. All right. Get my mat off, and I'm using a card base that's 4.5 by 5, 4.25 by 5.5. Actually, it's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored in the middle at 4.25. As you know, this is the regular measurements of a card base. And then we're gonna put this here, and just to make it more interesting, and because it has this here, maybe I'll prop this in dimensionals. How about that? Maybe so it kind of lets me do this better. You know, little variations worth trying, right? If you don't like it, you can glue it down with your choice of adhesive. I think it's a good idea. Another thing that the piercing tool is good for is removing the back of your dimensionals and get them all in one place. Just I'm just trying to move it a little bit further in because I don't want this to go out of my card base. So this is my prairie landscape here. And I think I'm gonna put my message down today because I don't want to cover this. So what I did, and I kind of like how it looks, is I did stamped off the compass, and then stamp happy birthday on top of it. But it's not the happy birthday that comes in the set because it's too long. I use the happy birthday from, where did I use the happy birthday from? Because it's not, oh yes, it's here. It's from, oh, okay, I have it right here. Don't worry. It's from go to greetings. So it's this happy birthday because it was perfect size, and I like the scripty idea too. So first we're gonna use just because I was gonna use another color, but you know, like this is one of the labels that comes in the set, in the paper pumpkin, and it already has a little bit of the wild wheat in it. So I'm stamping off strongly because we're gonna stamp on top of it. So because I want a faint image there, so we can put our sentiment on top of it. And I'm using Pebble Path, which is this nice gray. I think I did it to the side. Good enough. It's a little narrow, the space, but it's nice. And I put then dimensionals, embellishments there, which I have right here. And we can put them in Pebble Path this time. What do you think? Let's see. We'll go with, I did one in each corner. I usually don't do 4s, but for 4 corners it's kind of fun. There. Then we're gonna put dimensionals in it, a couple. I'll do 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. And put it where you want it. And voila, this is our nice kind of card. And it looks like one of the old-fashioned postcards, don't you think, with the deckled edge? Anyway, I hope you like it. Oh, well, and inside, I'm not gonna bother now, but we can put something else to write on. This is light enough, so you could leave it like that, but I'll do it. Why not? It's gonna take me a minute, and we're gonna use the wire width again and the compass to keep the same, and I'm gonna stamp off again. There. All right. And last, all right, now our card is complete. All right, and now we're going for the last card. And for the last card, let's find the original, the sample, and I use here the countryside in corners, as I told you, and it comes in layer, like the dies are layered. Let me see if I have them here. Yes, just to show you. right? They're all over the place now. Okay. I need to buy magnetic things to put it so they keep in place. So, but instead of using this, I thought, oh, I'm gonna try it with a little variation, which is I use the stitch, what is it called? Stitch rectangle dies, and they're all like layering. So this is how this is gonna go. Just for variation, I didn't want to do another of that. What do you think? A little different, and I like the stitching effect here. And these are a little narrower than these, just because, you know. So I cut them in the different. So I use the larger one for the image, and the image is just one image. So imagine that it's just this, and I just put the rectangles one inside the other, and then I pass it through the machine once, and this is my effect. Let me do it so you can see it. So I didn't use the next size down. I used 2 sizes down. So I used the large one, and then I skipped the other side, and I went one down. I skipped the other side and then went down, because the contiguous rectangle in size I use for the contrasting cardstock. Am I making myself clear? So I don't have the rectangle dies here, darn. But I'll show you with this what I mean. So you use the large one, and then the next large one, instead of cutting the image, you're cutting the cardstock. And then the third one, you cut the image, and the fourth one, you cut the cardstock. And just for the last one, you cut this. All right? Same with the rectangle dies. You pass them through the machine and alternate them. So let me put this back. Okay, they're falling again because this adhesive is not very strong. And when you put them through the machine, they curve a little bit. Okay, almost done, people. All right. So we start with the card base. You can start wherever you want, but I'm starting with the card base. Actually, and I didn't leave the room for the ribbon there. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're doing the card base like this. Gonna be careful not to use the silicone mat right now, because it's so dirty that it was creating more problems than was helping. Leave it right there. And then we're gonna mount this separately. I'm torn. I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking. I'm torn because in this one I used dimensionals only for the base for the second layer, but I think it'd be nice on all of them, but maybe it'd be too much. I don't know. What do you think? I think I'm gonna try it. What's the worst that can happen? All right, dimensionals here. Oh yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. and then I'll decide where I wanna, or if I wanna put ribbon. Of course it's not sticking because I didn't take the backing off. See what I told you today about the fire department? The whole day it's been like this. Yep. Welcome to New York. I think I like it. And then this one. It's gonna be very thick to send, but maybe it will be the one that you give someone by hand. Somebody's blocking the fire department way, and they don't like it. I'm so sorry. Nothing I can do about it. Okay. I don't know how this is gonna look, eh? Cut this because I ran out of dimensionals. And two. Thank God they're gone. The key is to leave the same amount of frame around each one of the images. So I'm trying not to stick it down before I can see where I'm sticking it. There. Alright, so this is how it's gonna look. I think it looks nicer. Maybe it's too tall to mail, but anyway. And maybe this we glue down. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'll glue this down. But I'm gonna put first a little bit of the linen thread that came in it. And because I did it in dimensionals, I can do this kind of like this, hopefully. Do I want two sides? Yes, I do. So I need to do it longer like that and do it again. Do this again. We don't need to waste that much. I think that's enough for our bow. I'm gonna cut about that. We can always trim the tails if we need to. I could have done it on top of it, but I think it looks nice like this. It's not exactly the card that I was showing you, but you know, and when this gives you trouble, it's always good to put a glue dot there as your extra finger. So let's do that. If I can find my glue dots. Where? Oh, here they are. And I'm gonna hide it a little bit. That will help the linen stick down. and it will help me make the bow. Sorry, you were not seeing what I was doing. I can go like this, trim the tails a bit. I don't fight it. Sometimes it's good to let this go as it wants. Okay, this got a little fussy because these are not my ribbon and thread scissors. Yeah, and this I'm gonna stick down. Okay, improvising here, people, creating on the fly. I always put a little bit of extra glue over my ribbon or thread. There we go. Oh, this is a little bit too high. And that's our card. Well, we need the message, right? So I have this little, and where we're gonna put the message here. Now, of course, I put so many dimensionals that it's a little hard. No. Maybe down here. And then I can put the dimensional here in the corner and then just glue that here. And I have a happy birthday, and this little happy birthday comes from the, oh, where does it come from? Oh, darn. I had it out to let you know, and now I can't find it. Not petal bar. It's not circle sayings. Well, I don't remember. Sorry. It's one of the new sets. Oh, I think, oh, I know where it comes from. It comes from the shop's set. And I'm gonna do it in pebble gray. And I need my, yes, I think it comes from the shop. It has a little tiny happy birthday that you can put in the, have you seen the shop's suite? I love it. I haven't played with it yet. This is the first time I'm using from that, but I'm looking forward to using it. So maybe I'll show you next week. By the way, next week, hi Emma, how are you? Next week, by the way, it's Memorial Day weekend, and as I told you, I'm gonna go to a friend's house in the Catskills, and we're gonna go fishing. So there's not gonna be a live. I'm gonna postpone the live till the Tuesday after. Okay, so there will be a live, it's just later. I'm gonna put a dimensional here and I glue that on the other side. Did I take them? No, I did not remove the backing again. I'm like, it's not sticking. All right. And just for a color accent, I'm gonna put, maybe I'll do a yellow one. Sorry, a wild wheat one. And there you go. And again, we can decorate the inside so that you can write your messages. Oh, thank you, Emma. Hanging in there. I hope everything's okay. We are gonna use the compass, I guess, since I have it here. I like the compass. But we're gonna use it in, I think in blue, boho blue. Oh, it didn't look like it's getting much. I think my boho blue came a little dry. There. Every time I do alternatives for paper pumpkin, I always have the longest lives because I want to show you all the things that we can do with it, and it's always usually more than a couple of cards, so it's always a little longer. So this is like an alternate version of my alternate, and I think it looks pretty nice. Which one do you like better? I think I like this one better, but it's like tall, so you know, to put it in an envelope is gonna be hard, but we'll see. Oh, and I have the binoculars that we can add the accent here. Let me see if I have binoculars left. Yes, I do. There, we'll put them here in the corner with a dimensional. A dimensional and a glue dot. It's like belt and suspenders crafting version. Dimensionals and glue dot. There. Alright, so this is the alternate of my alternate. And now the last thing is the little notebook, which I don't have paper here because I forgot to grab it. But as I said, these are such adorable card bases that, you know, I want to see it all. So I made this little. Yeah, I like I favor the gray one too. I like little notebooks. You know, you can always, you know, stick it in your pocketbook for anything, and you know, write notes. I know people can do it in their phones now, but you know, I'm old school. I like my paper for many things, and you know, you cannot draw with your phone. So let me grab a sheet of copier paper. I said a sheet, but I grabbed several because how I did it, I'm gonna show you quickly because it doesn't take that much time. We're gonna fold it like this. So this will be my. This is how I did it. No, I did it like this. We're gonna fold it like this. Yes, yes. So we're gonna cut this at. If this is 4 1/4, I'm gonna cut this at 4. So I cut my 4, and I cut like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. You don't want to put a lot. Thanks, Emma. I love little notebooks like this. I figure it's like such a nice card base, you know. So we're gonna cut 4 sheets of copier paper at the 4. Is that what I did? No, it's not the 4. Sorry, it's the 5 1/4, 4 4 is the other's measurement, 5 1/4 right there. Because it's very thin paper, because it's copier paper, you can do this in one go. And then we are gonna, I think I need it smaller, right? Yes. I'm gonna trim it here at 8 1/4. So I'm just gonna take the quarter off. And you can use for these notebooks whichever of the card bases you have there. So I have one left only, and is the one I was showing you. Okay, this is not it, this is not it. Now I can find it. I've been playing around with everything. That would be fun. Now that I have the paper, I don't have the card base. Anyway, oh, and I have to, oh, here it is. I have these, the buffalo ones with a camping tent. So where is my bond folder? Just give you this a little bit more crease. And these I'm gonna fold in half. We can do it with the trimmer, or this is just paper, so to save time, that's it, right? So it will go like this, and it will fit inside. You don't want to put a lot more than this, because then it's gonna be open too much like that, right? So now that you have it all together, you are gonna grab a pencil and the ruler, and I did 1 1/4 in on each side, and put just a little dot there, and 1 1/4 in. If you have one of the staplers that's stapled while open, you can save this step and just staple the whole thing, and that's it. But I don't, and I'm using thread for these, and the thread that comes in the package. So now we'll need my piercing tool and the foam mat, and I'm putting it where I want it to be, you know, like with a little bit of extra on the side, on all the sides, more or less center. It looks like 2/16, 1/8, right? 2/16, 1/8 of an inch all around, and then I'm piercing where I put the mark all the way through, like that. See? And that's it. Once you do that, you grab your thread. Oh, where did I put it now? Oh, there we go. I found it. Don't panic. Candy. And you grab a needle. I happen to have this binding needle, but you can use any needle that you can put this. You can thread with this. So it has to be a little bit bigger than a regular needle, because this is a little bit bigger, and hopefully I have enough vision. Perfect. Yes. So, and then you can decide if you want to do the knot on the side, on the outside, or in the inside. I like it on the inside, so I'm gonna start from here. Where did I do it? Now I cannot find the hole. Many years ago, I was taking classes at the bookbinding classes at the Center for Book Arts in New York City, and this was my favorite part, the sewing thing. And I don't like to sew. Actually, I should have done it the other side. Oh well. I can thread it again. I can thread the other half. There you go. There's solutions for everything. So yes, so that was my favorite part. there's an easier way to do it, and I'm sure you can find it. It's the sewing part I'm talking about. This was not what we were doing there. That was like very elaborate books. That one book could take like 2 months of classes to finish. But it was fun, and you learn the basics anyway. So once you have them together, you pull, and I think it's better to do a knot, because you cannot put a glue dot here. I mean, you can, but then it would destroy kind of the thing. But if you can do, oh, I missed it. There we go. You can do, oh darn, I think the shadow is getting me confused. I want it really tight, so I'm trying to do a knot as tight as possible, not super tight, but anyway. And you can either trim it and leave the knot, or you can do a little bow, and I like the little bow because it kind of adds interest in the center of your signature. And that's it, right? And then you decorate it as you see fit, and you can put whichever message you want, and that's it. These I don't have to show you. You can use one of these. I don't know how I'm gonna decorate it, so I'm gonna think about it. But you saw how I made it. Oh, Emma, you haven't started your journal? I'm done. You want to see it? Maybe I can do before I say goodbye. This is not considered a journal. This is like a nothing little notebook. But I think that for these card bases, how cute are they? You can actually give them as a set. You can with the extra cardstock that they give you, that you can buy as an add-on, the extra cards and envelopes. This will be a nice little set to give to somebody with a little ribbon. It's like, oh, some for journaling and sketching and such. But Emma, if you want to see my journal, I'm not making Emma and I are in the same journal class, and I'm not doing as it's how you call it, like it's a junk journal, like a scrap busting journal. I wanted one for my art classes, my art sketching, to take with me. So I decorated the outside simply because I want to put it in a book, in a bag with my watercolors. And I added signatures. You was supposed to have 3 signatures, and I added my signatures here. And I added these envelopes around it. Let me see that they wrap out to close. I made this with stamping up paper. And here I can put additional like sketches or more paper. I'm just gonna do like that, like that. And I added some watercolor paper as well to my signatures, and another envelope here. And these already have more watercolor paper added as well. And that's it. Oh, and I went to see the Cypresses Van Gogh exhibit at the Met yesterday, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this here for inspiration. So that's it. And I did my end papers like that, like all along. So that's it. That's my, isn't it nice, DSP? I love it. That's what I had to use it, because that will be kept with me forever. So anyway, so let's go back to these. These are the cards that we made tonight. This was my original. And these. And the third kind was, the one that we just finished with the, where the heck did I put it? On the notebook. And we're missing the one with the pyramid cards. Yes, there we go. Not so many. That's why it took me an hour, almost an hour and a half. All right. So thank you all for joining. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you not next Sunday, but the Tuesday after Memorial Day. I don't know what day of the number is, but with more fun ideas. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great week and enjoy your holiday weekend. Bye.